Hello and welcome to Shuffling Notes, where we discuss songs, albums, artists, and all things music. And I'm your co-host, Prankit.
And I'm your co-host, Razi.
And I see your background is a little different today, Razi.
Yes,
Change of scenery.
I've been traveling quite frequently. And in my travels, I also came across my prized possession currently, which is the collected works of Jim Morrison, poetry, journals, transcripts, and lyrics. And it's just fun to read it in his handwriting. But we'll get into
appropriate timing. Yeah, I mean, our next video this week is going to be, I believe Jim Morrison, right?
Yeah.
So, very appropriate timing. Yeah, I've also got some Jim Morrison books lying around here.
The hardcore file.
Yeah, so today we have something a little different for you guys. We're gonna sort of give our first impressions on John Mayer's new album, Sob Rock. And this video is really going to be a shorter video where we give out our initial thoughts on things, and we will have a more in-depth video talking about the songs come up later on once we've given the album a bit more time. So Razi, do you want to maybe explain a little how we're going to do this?
So let's just say what our first words come to the mind about Sob Rock, and just go with it. Let's not, because we're gonna love each song slowly. We're still I mean, I'm still loving the songs one by one, and I'm still on I don't know what number, and we will do a full depth analysis later.
So shall we say let's spend 2 minutes talking about the first impressions or overall impressions of the album, and then we'll do perhaps 2 minutes on any sort of outstanding songs or tracks we want to talk about, and if you want to set up a timer, let's do it that way, and that way we will stop at the 2-minute mark for each of those sort of segments.
That sounds exciting.
Right, it's something different, but let's give it a go.
Why not? So the time starts now.
So with Sob Rock, I think I just want to begin with the title of the album being Sob Rock, because it's so appropriately named. Like, sob means to cry noisily, and and then the 80s soft rock ballad inspirations throughout the songs. I think that title Sob Rock works really well for this album, which is also something a little different for John Mayer himself.
So John Mayer so far was my go-to for sort of this rebellious inspiration, maybe, or maybe like a romantic, as I'm going for it. And Sob Rock is my go-to chill playlist. Like, that's the playlist I need right now to chill with.
Yeah, it's very laid back and sort of very relaxed. But some of the songs do feel nostalgic, and what I mean by that is it feels like I'm re-listening to the songs, even though it's the first time I'm listening to them, because they feel like they're, that 80s soft rock or that ballad sort of inspiration to them. So they feel like it's a song that you've heard before. And we'll talk about maybe some of the outstanding tracks, like we said. But it has that sort of nostalgic feel to it.
There's also that with the nostalgic feel, mixing John Mayer's innuendos, his sarcasm, his sort of mocking romance or mocking relationships and stuff. It's really cool to just really be chill and just listening to it, because you're really vibing with the whole track, and it's really fun to really listen to it. And
it sort of reminds you of those like one-man bands, sort of with the big synthesizer workstations, because the synth sounds and that ballad
and that's the buzzer.
Well, there we go. The rest is saved for our longer analysis. But I think great first impressions, right?
I guess what we can take out of it is we love the album so far.
Yep.
So we get to the next segment.
Yep.
So this is favorite tracks.
Yeah, I'd say like outstanding, tracks or any sort of pieces
my
of
favorite.
music from the album.
Okay. Okay. So 3, 2.
So for me, I think "Wild Blue" is one of the songs that really stand out. I don't know if you remember, like the artists like Dire Straits. They had, "Sultans of Swing" was a song I used to listen to a lot, and "Wild Blue" really reminds me of that. Like including like that short guitar solo and the music in the background. Again, it's different.
Thank you for reminding me. Like I always like I was listening to Wild Blue over and over, and it was reminding me of a song, but then I thought maybe it's just that good the music. And it is good for music, but it's also I know the
well, that's what I
now.
meant by like that nostalgic feel. You feel like you've heard it before somewhere, just because it's it is inspired by other music, but it's the guitaring as well. I think it's a little different from what John Mayer traditionally does all over the album, I'd say. But Wild Blue is, I think, a good example of that.
For me, it's like I've gone from so I've loved all the singles. That's "Carry Me Away," "New Light," and then with the album he pre-released "Last Train Home." So those were songs I loved, and now I'm like every song is like as I'm going through. It was "Shouldn't Matter But It Does," then it was "Why You Know Love Me." Now it's moving forward to I think "New Light." Or the one post New Light, like after New Light. I think that's I can't remember, but yeah. So those were the songs. That's like I'm just gonna love every song slowly because I'm also reaching Wild Blue. So Wild Blue is on repeat. Last Train Home is on repeat. Shouldn't Matter But It Does is on repeat.
Yeah, I for me, like Wild Blue, the New Light and like those songs are sort of more embedded because like New Light came out 2018, I think. But out of the new songs, I guess I just feel like as well, I think was released before the album as well, a little before. But that also stands out to me a little bit. It's a bit more country sounding, and it's
yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I think I got most of what I wanted to say out. So.
I'm still loving the album, guys. So
But yeah, I mean, I think that'll be all for today, really. We'll come back with a sort of a longer analysis going track by track. But this was really our initial impressions of the album and, things that stood out to us in that 4-minute segment. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, guys. See you later in the week with another episode.
Sob rock is the new rock.
There we go. Let's end it on that.
Shouldn't